Hey you guys, if you missed our Google Meet today, this is pages 10 and 11 on using ratios for unit conversions. These are a little bit tricky. I did post on Google Classroom some PDF forms and some charts where you could look up a lot of conversions, but they also had them here in the problems too. So number one, we were seeing if a 12-inch board was long enough or equivalent to 29 centimeters. So I wanted to show the equivalent ratio of it. So if 1 inch equals 2 and 5400 centimeters, we were trying to see how many centimeters are in 12 inches. So I'm showing multiplying by 12 on each side here. I did show the work over here just as a reminder that when you multiply decimals, when you multiply any type of number, the longer number goes on top. So since this is a 3-digit number and this is a 2-digit number, you would have to make sure your 3-digit was on top. You could use a calculator though. This is enough work to receive full credit, but if you didn't have a calculator, your work would look like this. So that means that 12 inches is equivalent to 30 and 4800 centimeters. So yes, the board is long enough. Okay. Number two, they gave you 3 different units of measurement, but our question was asking us how many fluid ounces of soap should he use. But the amount of water they gave us was in cups. So, and then the water up here was in ounces. So when I compared these two ratios, I took the original ratio, that 4 fluid ounces of soap for every 3 cups of water. I changed this whole thing into soap in ounces and water in ounces because that was more helpful because this was also in ounces. So I knew that 4 ounces of soap would need 24 ounces of water. And I got that because 3 cups of water times 8 is 24 ounces of water. And then if I'm trying to find 84 fluid ounces of water, and now I'm looking for this missing number here, to get from 24 to 84, I need to figure out what I'm multiplying by. If I can't do that multiplication easy, I need to use division to solve. So I would do 84 divided by 24. And then I find that as my missing factor to multiply. So that missing number here would be 3.5. And then again here, to keep it consistent, times 3.5. And you should get, quick mental math here, you should get 14 ounces. So how much fluid ounces of soap should he use? He should use 14 ounces of. Okay. Moving on to 3, down here, kilometers and miles are a little bit tough. So 1 kilometer equals about 6,200 miles. I did highlight this little squiggly thing. This means approximately. This must be one of those decimals that's really, really long. So they did some rounding. So it's not exactly 6,200 miles, but this just means approximately. Okay, so I set up my equivalent ratios again here. And then to get from 1 kilometer to 95 kilometers, I'm obviously multiplying times 95. And then you can see over to the right here, I showed that multiplication, and you end up with a solution of 58.9 miles. And that makes sense because 1 kilometer is less than a mile when you look at that conversion. Okay, so 95 kilometers is a greater number than 58.9 miles, even though they're equivalent. Okay. So number 4, again, we've got 3 units of measurement here. We've got hours per day, we've got per week, and then we've got minutes. We've got a lot going on here. So in order to compare Keith and Melba, I'm going to convert Keith's time per day into minutes. And I'm going to do that by multiplying 8 hours times 60, which is 480 minutes per day. And then if I multiply 480 times 5, that will tell me how many minutes a week. So then when you find the 480 minutes in one day times 5 days, you get 2,400 minutes a week, which is more than Melba.